Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So from here onwards, we'll try to cover the interior part. Okay. So in the interior part, what all things will come? Your brickwork will come. After the brickwork, we are supposed to do the plastering, then the painting, the wall putty, flooring, then the ceiling work, and right, all these things will come inside the interior part. Now, for that also, you need to you are supposed to do the Excel sheets, right? So what I'll do, I'll already prepared an Excel sheet, but I'll teach you how to prepare these Excel sheets. Okay, now you are in a position to do that, but still let me quickly do it for one of the part. Okay, again same thing, whatever you had done, you just copy that. Okay, by this time you're done all these things. Okay, so just copy up to here. I'll say Control C. I'll go to the new one. I'll say Control V. Okay, so everything will come here. You just have to pull it now. Okay, like yeah, this part, then this part, and this part. Try to pull it so that it looks good now. Okay, yeah, I feel now it's okay. This much part you're supposed to do. Okay, up to measurement sheet I've done. So after that, you need to write down the same thing like you were doing before. Serial number, item description, unit, number of members, length, width, height. Up to here, it's the same thing. So I'll copy the same thing. You also can copy the same thing like what you have done. Okay, the quantity and total quantity is not required here, so just apply that. Okay, so this I need to drag a bit. Yeah, item description, unit, number of members, fine. Now since we are finding the brickwork quantities and all, here we need to take care of few things. One is you need to write area without deduction, then you write area with deduction, and total volume after deduction. Here you don't require quantity, total quantity. Okay, first what you do, area without deduction, I'll write here. I'll tell you why it has to be done. Okay, this is area without deduction. Okay, fine. So after that, yeah, so area without deduction is done. You can wrap the text also. This looks good. Next after is area after deduction. Area after deduction. One is without. Next is after deduction. Wrap the text. And the last one is total volume. Total, because here brickwork quantity will find in volume. Total volume of brickwork. Okay. Brick spelling you make it correct. Yeah, so total volume of brickwork. So everything is good. Now you just select everything and you can drag and give all borders so that everything border will come. Okay, yeah, now it looks good, right? So it's matching to the one what I've done. So first what you're supposed to do, now I'll tell you. Now for this particular thing, I won't take the same building which I had done for the quantity estimation, because that building will take long time. So that is why I've given one more building. This is one more building which I'll be explaining you, and I'll explain you how to take out the quantities for this entire building. Okay, you can take the building what I've done previously as an assignment, but for your understanding, I'll teach on this so that it is easy and I can cover everything. But that building is quite big, so if I try to explain that, then this course will go for a very long time. So I want to cover everything. So that is why I've taken this building. This building is also very good. Okay. First, let me introduce you to this particular building. Okay. So in this building, what I've done, I mean, how the building is, yeah, it's a home building only, house plan. So you have a kitchen here, you have a dining, you have a veranda. This is your main door, MD. This is your living room. Then you have a puja and a storeroom. You have a staircase coming in this way. You have attached bathroom here. You have one bedroom number one. This is your bedroom number two. You have a passage here. This goes to the utility. You have a water closet and you have a general bath. Okay. And then this is your ground floor plan. And this is my first floor. In the first floor, you have one more bedroom. This is bedroom number three. This is bedroom number four. Then you have this much passage. This is your staircase which comes to the first floor. You have a passage here. Okay. This much is understood. Other than that, here, wherever there is a water closet or there is a general bath, you get a ventilator. So this is my ventilator. And then you have a window everywhere. Okay. And if it is a kitchen, then you have a kitchen window. KW stand for kitchen window. Now the dimensions for the window will be given here. Okay, you can see MD stand for main door. This is the size of my main door. This is for door. This is PD is for puja door. D1 is door, which is 0.75 is a breadth, and height of your door is 2.1. You're getting my point. So in this way, everything will be mentioned here. Same thing is mentioned. In the same way, the complete section they are mentioned. Okay. This is a section. This is your ground floor level. This is ground floor to first floor to second floor, and this is your parapet height. Okay, your floor to floor height, what they have mentioned is a 3 meter. Okay, you have not 3 meter. Your floor to floor height is 3.20 meter. Okay, because floor to floor height should be the start from this top floor, from the ground floor to the top of your first floor. Okay, this is your floor to floor height, which is 3.2 meter, and this is also 3.2 meter. Getting my point? And the parapet height is 0.9 meter, which is 90 mm, so which is 900 mm. This much is understood. So for this particular building, I'll teach you how to do all the quantity takeoff. So again, first we are looking into the brickwork. Now in the brickwork, what how we are going to do that? So first we'll try to find the exterior brickwork. I mean the outer brickwork. That means in this particular building, this is my outside wall. Agree with me? In the same way, this is also my outside wall. Agree with me? In the same way, this is also my outside wall. In the same way, this is also my outside wall. Whereas the walls, what you can see inside, they are interior walls. So we'll not take that now. Right now, I'm considering only the outer wall. Okay, in the same way, this is my ground floor. In the first floor also, I'll come here. In the first floor, this is not my wall. Okay, this is my parapet portion. This much portion, what you can see, isn't it? So this is my parapet portion. So my wall will be this one. This is my outer wall. This is my outer wall. This is my outer wall. Again, this is outer wall. This entire thing is outer wall. This entire thing is outer wall up to here. From here, your parapet starts. Even though it's outer wall only, but we'll not consider that in the brickwork, because that will be constructed with the help of a concrete, or even with a brickwork also you can do that. But that part I'll cover later. Okay, this much is understood. Now again, when we calculate this brickwork, we'll divide this in two ways. One is horizontal and vertical. What do I mean by that? So this particular wall you can see, this particular wall, I'll show it here. This particular wall, what you can see, okay, this is my horizontal wall. In the same way, this is also my horizontal wall. Right now I'm only speaking of outer wall. In the same way, this is also my outer wall only, but this is vertical, isn't it? Now we are able to understand what I'm trying to tell. This is also vertical, isn't it? So 1 and 2, this and this is horizontal, and this I'll consider vertical. So first we'll try to do the calculation for the horizontal walls, and then we'll come to the vertical part. You're getting my point? Or you can do vertical first and you can come for horizontal. It all depends on you. But I'll go with horizontal first, and then I'll come with the vertical. So that is why in the Excel sheet what I have done. If I go back here, yeah, what I've written here, outer wall, it's a 9-inch thick. It's just called as 230 brick work. And I've written horizontal here. Okay, I've written here 9-inch thick brick masonry wall. All these things you can do. What you are supposed to do, just do it. I'll copy paste here. You do the same thing. I'll copy this, Control C. I'll come here. I'll paste here, Control V. Okay, now I'll try. You have to write it because I already made it. Okay, if I do in front of you, it will take long time. Now I'll go with the ground floor portion. Okay, so this includes the ground floor and the first floor. This particular thing is my, okay, this is ground floor. Okay, first floor. Fine. I have taken it separately, the ground floor and the first floor, not an issue. Okay. Yeah. Only the ground floor part I'm explaining now. So again, you what you can do is say ground floor. Come here and write it here, ground floor. You just have to write ground floor. Then you know all these things. Give a color to this. Okay. Yeah. So fine. So after that, what we are supposed to do? You have to write this. First is you make a first you write outer wall 9-inch thick horizontal. Come here and write here like outer wall 9-inch thick horizontal. Units will be in cubic meters, so write cubic meter. So number of members will be only one now. Okay, this much is understood. Now come to the length portion. So how do you calculate that? Now up to here you are done. Outer wall 9-inch thick, you are supposed to write units will be in cubic meter. This is number of members is one. Now we'll find the running meter of this first. So how we are supposed to do that, I'll explain you here. Okay, so see, I'll go to the this part, drawing part. Yeah, horizontally I'm taking. So where is your brickwork happening? This entire thing, your brickwork is going to happen. See, always brickwork will happen from column inner to column inner. Okay, so this entire thing, your brickwork will happen. So what is the distance from this column outer to this column outer? It is mentioned 9.45. Okay, so what I'll do in the Excel sheet, I'll write here 9.45. I've written 9.45. If you want, I'll do it here also. Okay, okay. So equal to sign, and I'll say bracket open 9.45. 9.45 plus one horizontal is done. Now again come back here. So this part I have covered. Horizontal only, horizontal I want. Again here also I want, right? See again your brickwork will happen here. Do you agree with me? This entire portion your brickwork will happen. Is it correct? Slightly it is correct. Why? Brickwork will not happen in the entire portion. Brickwork will happen only from this column outer to this column. Up not column, this part. Why? Because here your main door is coming. Understand? Try to imagine. See, when you're learning brickwork, you need to imagine. So what is happening here? Brickwork is here your main door is coming. Since your main door is coming, that portion will be open. It full height will be open. So I'm not considering this particular length because there is no brickwork happening. To put it in a better way, I can show you one example here. Okay, I'll show you one example. Yeah, see here. Okay, this is that portion. Right now, what happened? This is your opening. Okay, this is your brickwork opening. So actually, my this main door is coming complete height. Let us consider. It's complete height. Your main door will come. Let us consider. In that case, what I have done, I have not taken the complete length. This complete length I am not taking. Only this length I am taking. Okay, this much length, whatever you have, no, I am deducting that. You're getting my point. So that is why in the Excel sheet, what I'll do, I'll go back to the drawing to make you understand. See this complete wall, what is supposed to come here, this is main door. So here this will be opening part. Okay, your column will come here, this will be a this end, but here this entire portion will be open. You don't have any brickwork, so I'll not consider this particular length only. Okay, so now what is the length from this column outer to this column outer? The length is 7.32. So in the Excel sheet I'll enter 7.32. Let me see what is there here. Yeah, yeah, I'll tell you how it has to be done. Okay, come. Okay. Anyhow, I'll explain you here only. See, here I've written 9.45. Why is that so? Here what I've done, I've taken 9.45 completely first, and then I removed that. That means what I've done from this outer to this outer, it is 9.45, isn't it? This is entire thing is 9.45. So in the Excel sheet, I've taken 9.45. Agree with me? Done. Now, if you try to observe the drawing, again, I'll go back here. Okay, this part I'll deduct later. Don't worry. This portion I told I need to deduct, I'll deduct it later. Now, you see here. Now, if you come here, is it that in the complete 9.45 meter length, your brickwork is happening? No, absolutely not. Why? Because in between, you have this column coming. So wherever there is column coming, you'll not do the brickwork there. Again, very simple. This much you can understand. So wherever this thing, see, for example, see, this is a brickwork what has been done. Okay, you see there is a column coming. That means in this portion your brickwork won't happen. That amount, whatever length we have, this I need to deduct. Very simple. So same thing I'm doing now. Okay, so here what is the width of your column? It is 0.23. I've taken a dimension from this column to this column. It is 0.23. So I'll go back to the Excel sheet. I'll deduct minus 0.23. Done. Now again come back. So again, is there any other column which is obstructing my brickwork? No, this is our ventilator. They'll come at the later part, not now. Ventilator will not come now. Okay, so no problem. Now you come to this portion. Here, what all things I need to deduct? Again, you see from this end to this end, this end. Is there anything who is obstructing this particular brickwork? Yes, this particular column is obstructing here. That means we need to deduct the width of this column. So what is this length? This length, this length is 0.23. So again, I went here. I deducted 0.23. See, 0.23 is deducted. Okay. The last who is left out? Last, this guy, this person is left out. What is the distance from this outer to this outer? Because here no brickwork will be done. So that is why initially I had taken completely 9.45 I had taken. I could have even taken 7.32 and deducted this column. Then also I would have got the same answer. I'll prove it here. Else I took 9.45 complete thing and I'll deduct this particular column and also this length which is 2.13 I'll deduct. So see in the Excel sheet I've written minus 2.13. Okay. Now if you want I'll do it in front of you. See 9.45 9.45 minus this I am doing. Okay. 2.13. You do it manually. Minus this part 0.23. 0.23. I'm getting 7.09 and if I just take this 7.32 also, I'll get the same answer. If I take from here to here, it is 7.32. 7.32 minus this width is 0.23. 0.23. Then also I'm getting, yeah, 0.23. I'm getting 7.09. It all depends on you how you want to take it. Okay, understood? This much thing is understood. Let me know if you have any doubts here. Okay, fine. So that is why this becomes my complete perimeter. Fine. Now, how the brickwork will happen? I found the length. If I multiply this by the height, will I not get the total area of my brickwork? Pretty simple. If I put it in this way, this length I got. Okay, let us consider this length I got from here to here. This length I got. If I multiply this length by the height of my brickwork, am I not going to get the complete area of this? Right now I'm getting complete area. The deduction part I'll do it later. But at least let us consider there is no opening. If I get this length and if I multiply this by complete height, will I not get the area of my brickwork? Absolutely. I'm going to get. We'll do the same thing now. But for that, what you're supposed to understand is you need to go to the section part. You need to go to the section. Right now I'm doing only the ground floor. So this is my ground floor area. Okay. So what is the height from the ground floor to the top of your first floor? What is your floor to floor height? It is 3.2 meter. But remember, whenever you do the brickwork will be done till the beam bottom, right? If you see, just if you're sitting in any of your room, see where the brickwork has happened. You always see the brickwork will happen till the beam bottom, right? So that means whatever is my floor to floor height, from there if I deduct the thickness of the beam, I'm going to get the height from till where the brickwork should happen. To put it in a better way, let me see if I have any drawing here. So here I don't have any drawing, but no problem. I'll show you somewhere here. Yeah, yeah. This will be a good thing. Okay, see here. So if you observe, this height till where the brickwork has happened, this is a floor to floor height, okay, which was 3.2 meter in our case. But you see the brickwork will happen till the beam bottom, right? So that means floor to floor height minus the depth of my beam will give me the height of the brickwork. Agree with that? Very simple. Now what is the depth of your beam? So in this particular project it is mentioned. See, come here. See this particular portion, you need to understand, you need to visualize. Okay, see, this is your slab, this portion is your slab, and this portion is your beam. Okay, this is your beam. Of course this together will become a beam only, but when you this when you at this particular junction, this will be a slab and this is a beam. Okay, so what is the thickness of a slab? It is 0.15 meter, which is 150 generally. I agree with that. And what is the depth of your beam? So depth of your overall depth of your beam is 450 actually. 0.3 plus 0.15 itself will be your 0.45, because beam depth is always inclusive of the slab thickness. So 0.3 plus 0.5. So what you're supposed to do, you directly take this height from the top of your slab till the beam bottom. What is the height? You just add this 0.45 plus 0.3, which is 0.45. So 0.45 is your beam depth. So floor to floor height is how much? 3.2 meter. From 3.2 meter, if I deduct 0.45, I'll get the height of the brickwork to be done. Very simple. So I'll go back to the Excel sheet now. So see here, what is the thickness of your brickwork? It is 230. So I've written 0.23 here. So let me, do this, freeze this particular thing. I'll go to this part, that is view, and in the view I need to freeze pins. Okay, now it's okay. See, yeah, so it is 0.23. Now come to the height part. See, in height what I have done, height you see 3.2 minus 0.45 I have done. So how much I'll get? I'll get 2.75. This is the height of your brickwork. Got it? Now you may ask me, sir, let us consider what you done is correct, but let us consider this side whatever beams we have, no, this side whatever beams we have, the depth is 450, whereas in this side beam whatever it is 300. In that case our calculation will go wrong. Exactly, your calculation will go wrong. In that case what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take the either you can take average or you take the beam which is of lower depth. Now understand the concept. See, if you want to do accurately, then again you need to separate out this part, then you take the height, then you separate out this part, again you take the, it will become a very long Excel sheet. Instead of that, what you do, even though if there is a difference in the beam depth, if this beam depth is 450, if this is 300, see, when we are one thing you need to understand, we are doing quantity estimation, we are not doing the exact quantity, but 95% of the case whatever we are doing, it will match. So when you do quantity estimation, you should try to be more safer. I mean, you should try to go on a little higher side. You getting my point? Okay. Let us say on the side 50 bricks are required. But when you do the estimation, try to do it for 54 or 55. When you do the wastage and all, it will come to 50 only. Okay. In the same way, I can take 0.45 or zero point 0.3. Which one you are going to take? You can take the lower one, because if you take the lower one, the number of bricks will increase. You're getting my point. See, if my floor to floor height is 3.2 meter and one side is 0.45, what will be the height? So it will be 3.2 minus 0.45, no? So it will be 2.75 meter. Okay. Now another case is, let us say 3.2 minus your beam depth is 0.23, 0.8, 0.3. In this case, what will happen? So it will be 3.2 minus 0.3. It comes out to be 2.9. It is 2.9. So we'll go with two. We'll go with which one? We'll go with 2.9. So we'll go with 2.9, because if height is more, number of bricks also will come more. Okay, no problem. Estimation we are doing, no, we'll go little on the higher side. In the real execution, since it will be, we are not exactly taking, since in the real execution, it will come near to that. Or if you go with this one, 2.75, then obviously number of bricks will come less compared to 2.9 height. Then estimation is one thing, on real something else will happen. So instead of that, always go for a higher side, so that your cost also will be on the higher side. Otherwise, what will happen? If you take for 2.75, and let us say with this, if you did the costing also, you got some 10 lakh rupees. If you're doing 2.75 height, your cost of your brickwork, let us say it is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. And if you're taking 2 point this thing, which is that, yeah, if you're taking 2.75, you're getting 10 lakh rupees. And if you're taking 2.9, you'll get 13 lakh. So for the client, when you give the estimation, always give on the little higher side. Okay, so you are giving 13 lakh, but inside you know that 13 lakh will not happen, because you're taken on the higher side. It may end up somewhere close to 11 lakh. So the client will be little happy. Instead of, he estimated for 13 lakh, he has that mindset, but 11 lakh was the total cost which incurred for this, is okay. Now let us say you gave for the lower one, you gave for 10 lakh, but you know that on site obviously it will be more than 10 lakh only, because you did for 2.75, but there are few beams which are coming zero point 0.3. So in real scenario, the cost will be somewhere close to 11 and a half lakh. Then client will be little disappointed. Your estimation is one thing, on site something else happened. You told within 10 lakh rupees I can finish the brickwork, but here I had to spend 11.5 lakh. So 1.5 lakh extra went. Extra did not go, because you gave the lesser estimation. So always try to do a little on a higher side estimation. So what I'm doing, I'm considering here everywhere 0.45. In this project, we don't have problem. But in case in your project, if you get, because if you see my drawing, the previous drawing, in the plinth level, all your beam depth was 0.35. When you go to the first floor, there are some 300, there are some 400, there are 500 depth. In that case, you can't keep on, checking those beams where 500 is coming, 400 is coming and all. Take the lower one, do the estimation, doesn't matter. Okay, fine. You should not, your answer will be on the higher side only. Okay, same thing in the structural design also, we do the same thing. You have seen my ETAP course. If my load is 11.73 on the beam, I consider that to be 12 kilonewton. I don't exactly put 11.73. I'll go on the higher side, doesn't matter. Okay, always as a civil engineers, we need to try to do our structure economical, and we have to be on the safer side. So safer side, take the lower depth. Okay, but here we don't have problem, because here in the section itself, all the beams are 450. We don't have problem. But sometime if such scenario comes, go for the lower depth. If I'll give one quick example. I have a beam depth of 500, 400, 300. Which one you are going to take? Obviously, you take 300. Floor to floor height is 3.2 meter. Let us consider. You take for 300 mm. That is 2.9 will be height of your brickwork, and you do the estimation throughout. No problem. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do. So that is why I've done here. How much I've taken? 0.45. Now we're done. Now next is area without deduction. That means so far I haven't done the deduction for the windows and all. So this is area without deduction. So simply you take your length, you multiply by the height. I'll do it here. Equal to sign. Okay, equal to sign. What is the length? That is perimeter 16.310. You multiply this length by height. Height, how much I'm getting? 2.75. So you'll get 44.853 square meter. But this is not the real brickwork area. Why? Because in this particular drawing, the lot of deduction you're supposed to do. What are the deduction? Because you see, you have a ventilator coming, VV. You have a kitchen window coming. You have a window 2 coming. Then you have a lintel also. Lintel also is going to come. You know what is lintel. Then also the sill concrete is also going to come. So all these things deduction we need to do, and only then we'll get the exact brickwork quantity. This much is clear. So in the next lecture, I'll explain you how this deduction has to be taken care of. Like see, kitchen window, window, then the lintel will come and the sill concrete will come. This deduction we are supposed to do. And after that only, this is a total area of deduction. So my total area after deduction will be total area what I got minus the deduction if I do, that is 44 minus 6 will come out to me 38. So this is a real brickwork area. Okay. So in the next lecture, I'll explain you how this deduction has to be taken care of. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Try to do the Excel sheet up to here. I explained you only up to here, but I hope you're in a position to do all these things up to here. Okay, try to do that. And next lecture, I'll explain the further things. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.